right, we're joined now by head coach Jim Less, student athlete Corey Hawkins. We're going to open up with a statement from the coach, and then we'll throw it open to questions. If you could please raise your hand, we'll get the microphone to you. When you get the microphone, go ahead and identify yourself and your affiliations so we know who we're talking to. Coach, the floor is yours.
Well, just want to congratulate Coach Taylor and Hawai'i on a hard-fought, well-played victory. When it came down the stretch, they just made a few more plays than we did, and they deserved to win.
Start with Joe.
Joseph DiPolito, Sacramento Bee, and this is for either Jim or Corey. You've had trouble with Hawai'i this season. What is it about their team that either, what kind of matchup problems did they present, or is it their style of play, or what?
Well, as I said, they're a good basketball team that's very talented and very athletic. And we had a lot of respect for them coming in and knew it was going to be a challenge, and had split both games in the regular season, and this came down to the last minute 30. So like I said, they made a few more plays down the stretch than we did.
Corey?
I just think they're a very aggressive team. They get after it, and that pressure it plays to their benefit. They feed off turnovers, and they just make sure that you get no easy looks out on the court, and they're very in your face. So they try to get at you not only physically but mentally. So you have to give them their props, but I definitely think we could have played better.
Joe, you want to follow up?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
With about, I'm trying to think, about 50 some odd seconds left, you called a timeout. What was the intention of the play that you were trying to set up? I think it was 58.7 seconds, and I believe Corey drove to the basket and the shot was blocked. What were you setting up in that timeout?
We ran a play that we customarily run late in the game, and executed it well. I thought, and if you've seen Corey play enough, when he gets in the paint and shoots his little runner floater, that's a money shot that I'll live and die with that one more times than not. And I thought Hawai'i made a heck of a play and caught the ball. When he blocked it, it was well on its way to the basket. I'm not saying it was goaltending. I thought it was just an unbelievably athletic play for him to get a piece of it, and then they came up with the loose ball.
Back there.
Abby Mastracco, Fox Sports West. I know it's tough to talk about right now, but what kind of legacy is Corey going to leave at UC Davis? And Corey, have you thought about the impact that you left on the program at all?
Well, what I told the guys after, and that was it was an extremely emotional locker room, because these guys are emotionally invested. They poured their heart and soul into this team, into this program, into this university, and they're extremely disappointed. But what I told them was, and we'll talk about the X's and O's and the things we need to do better at, coaches and players, on another day. But what I told them, they earned the right by what they've done and how they've represented this university to play another day. So we don't feel good, any of us, about our performance tonight, but because of what they've done all year and their resume, we're going to get a chance to play again, and we're looking forward to that opportunity. So, and I think I'll speak for Corey. He can answer the question, but the legacy will be when it's over, and we still have basketball to play. But this is the first time UC Davis is seeing postseason as a Division I program. That's a pretty good first paragraph when we talk about the legacy with still basketball to play.
Yeah, I think that's something I'm not focused on right now. I'm more disappointed that I couldn't perform better and lead my team better, because those guys, they deserve the world. They deserve to win, and I couldn't provide that for them. But like Coach said, with the chance to be able to play again, extremely grateful, and just have to make sure that I lead better and give them the things that they deserve and keep winning.
Go right here in the second row, please, and then we'll go over here.
Gallaudet from thank you, Davis Enterprise. Jim, you're living to play another day. Do you think that 25-6, which is a heck of a record, might get you into the NC2A?
I would say probably not, realistically. You know, I've played that at-large and RPI game, and it gets very confusing. You know, I would say, you know, rationally, it's probably an extreme long shot. But like I said, it's the opportunity to play again, you know, in a well-respected, really good NIT tournament is what we're going to start looking at and preparing for and be grateful for. Sure. No, not yet. I think that'll all shake out Sunday in terms of what goes on and where we'll go. And we've certainly expressed an interest that we think we'd be in the conversation to host a game, which I think would be great for our campus and our community. And I think the body of work that these guys have put in certainly warrants that discussion.
Jim,
Right
just, that was one of the questions I was going to ask, but I will ask the start was shaky. It took a while to get a rhythm to calm down. Was it because of their athleticism and their pressure? Was it nerves? The second thing is you tied the game several times but could never take the lead. How big of a factor was the fact you just couldn't get that free throw to put you ahead by one of a momentum swing? Was that?
Yeah, you know, I think from a psychological standpoint that was big, and I think that goes both ways. You know, for you being the team that plays catch up and finally, you know, getting over the watermark, I think is huge, and I think that would have put a little pressure on Hawaii to perform, and we just couldn't make that next play, unfortunately. And you know, I'm concerned about the starts both nights here. And I get it. The being the hunted and the number one seed, you know, it's a whole different mentality, and teams are really coming out to play, and that's a learned behavior that we got to get used to. You know, garnering that kind of respect and being able to start the game with a focus and a little bit of a chip on our shoulder in order to get off to better starts. You know, I love the fact that this group shows unbelievable character, never gives up, fights back. But, you know, those holes require a lot of energy to get back into the game. And those are things, like I said, it's an emotional evening and an emotional loss. So tomorrow, Sunday, we'll start to focus on how we can get off to better starts to put us in a better position early in games.
Joe, go ahead.
Jim and also Corey, how did Adenrele's absence in the second half, much of it due to foul trouble, how big a factor was that tonight?
Well, JT's you know, been playing really well the last few weeks. He's a force for us in the paint, rebounding the ball. His athleticism matches up with Hawaii's athleticism really well, and you know, getting that fourth one hurt us a little bit and took him. I thought took him out of the flow of the game. We tried to get him back in, and it was just, you know, too hard because he had been sitting so long. So felt that wasn't the best opportunity. And so we got him back out. But it certainly hurt to get his fourth, no question.
Corey, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, no, I think it was huge just for us because, you know, that's our rim protector. He brings a lot of energy and he plays hard, and we look for him, you know, for that spark, you know, when we're down. So. And just like Coach said, I think mentally it got to him a little bit, knowing that he couldn't be out there to help us. So, you know, it was a loss for us.
Any further questions? All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.